Yeah, pull my mic down a little bit. It's my turn, niggas. It's yeah, niggas. LH, I got you. JU, what's good? Yeah. Yeah. LH still feeling real good right now. Listen, feel me. What if Bleez was the next greatest rapper alive? What if Bloods rep 6? What if Crips rep 5? What if Diddy was the one to get hit up in a ride? What if Tupac Shakur was really alive? What if that bitch Superhead would've never sucked? What if Game was 50 Cent? What if Yayo was Young Buck? What if Pac was really Hove? And they exchanged souls, and in Vegas it was Jay's Range Rover with bullet holes. What if Lil' Kim would've never fucked with her nose? What if Lil Wayne would've never fucked with his flow? What if Big never spat a rhyme and hip-hop started in the Midwest? What if the South never would've got their time? What if the cops never would've got to shine? What if Chief Loops was writing Style P and Jada's rhymes? What if DMX was a preacher? What if next year we could all fly in our sneakers? What if they start making robots into teachers? What if a snowstorm froze the water on our beaches? What if it rained for 322 weekends? What if your pain just wasn't something you was feeling? What if the sky just wasn't something you was seeing? What if the air just wasn't something you was breathing? Yo, what if life was a fake trick and real don't exist? What if this was the Matrix? What if guns was never made and every president was black and Barack was the first Caucasian? Yeah. What if George Bush was Haitian and real niggas was broke and broke niggas is caking? What if Obama got Lewinsky by Sarah Palin? What if friends was enemies and God was Satan? Yo, what if the dead was still here and I died and wasn't here by this year?
What if them shots hit fire instead of pudgy wrist? And instead of Bub's crib, the boys rush Smitty shit. Think about it, the bass would be different. What if me and my babe Mars was still kicking it? What if rappers that talked it was living it? What if there was no religion? And what if mental slavery was a tradition? What if I was out of my mind? What if my son was in mine? What if I never knew crime? What if my pops would've put in more time? What if I worked 9 to 5 and I never knew the grind? And what if after this verse, y'all, I collapsed and died? What if it was my time? Damn. What if Onyx never did slam? What if Martin was hitting Pam? What if Big and Pac would've rocked Summer Jam? What if I ain't destined to get that chance? What if I'm too late and I missed it? Damn. What if your car never crashed? What effect would that have on his craft? What if most went plant off Miss Fat Booty? What if Keisha Pullum never played Rudy? Or Kim Winfield never played Tootie? What if Big never did Juicy? And what if the OGs never schooled me? What if I never hit that spliff or sip that yak? What if it wasn't this? What if it wasn't that? What if it wasn't rap? What if that was a fact? What if I could bring all my niggas back? What if you ain't feeling that? What if Sammy didn't rap? What if you ain't getting that until it's too late and you hit with that?